Hey friends, today we are diving into the ultimate solar light DIY collection, transforming simple Dollar Tree finds into beautiful, glowing home decor that looks high-end without a high price. Let's light up your space.
Hi, I'm Loli. Let's create something beautiful and find a little joy along the way.
For this project, I'm going to use one of these rounds from Dollar Tree and I'm going to paint it with my chiffon color from Rust-Oleum. And then I'm going to use this charger from Dollar Tree as well and some floral foam. And I'm going to cut it into 4 individual pieces so I'm able to stick them onto the bottom of my charger. I'm going to go ahead and line them up as you see right here. And then I'm going to attach them all to the charger using some hot glue. Now that they're all nicely lined up, I'm going to take some floral moss from Dollar Tree and I'm going to add it to all the sides of the floral foam. Once we were done, this is what it was looking like. Now we're going to take that wood round once it was nice and dry and I'm going to place it right there in the middle and I'm going to rock it back and forth to create an indentation of it, and then take my little putty knife and I'm going to cut off a section of the floral foam from there, doing it in an angle so I don't go too deep. I do want to create a little trench that I'm able to put some hot glue into and attach the ring into it as well. Now I'm going to add some hot glue to the sides once again, since that hot glue that was in the bottom sank down, and we want to make sure we have it nicely attached. Then I'm going to take a variety of different greenery from Dollar Tree. I'm going to start with this eucalyptus one, and I'm going to cut them into individual pieces and put them towards the sides and the middle of the ring. I'm trying to keep everything symmetrical. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. And I'm trying to frame this circle as best as I can. There's no rhyme or reason in the way. Well, actually, there is symmetry. I am all about symmetry. So I'm just trying to, keep things balanced and then keep adding greenery here and there until I'm completely happy with what it's looking like. Here, as you see, I'm using greeneries of different shades of green to create a little bit more visual interest and some texture and variation as well. My friend, if you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to leave it a big thumbs up. Alright, so then I continue to use some more of the greenery. Here I'm taking some of this boxwood and I'm adding it on each side as well. And I continue to add more and more until it was completely filled. Then I'm going to take some of this beaded garland from Dollar Tree and I'm going to use it as a way to tie up my solar pieces. So I'm just going to loop it over the ring as you see there and twist it around until it's nicely secured and cut off that excess piece that I do not need. Then I'm going to take that solar light and see exactly how long I'm going to need that to be. Cut off the excess, loop that garland through that hanger of the solar light and then twist it in place as well. And I'm going to repeat the same process with 2 other of these lights on each side of the previous one. As I was adding the last one, then I realized here that I didn't like how low this one was hanging, so I decided to bring this one a little bit higher up than the other 2, and I'm just going to wrap the excess garland around the side there, and I love how this turned out. But I wanted more, already, I'm not done yet. So here I'm just using this wipey to distress the ring just to give it a rustic look, and that is it for this one. Look how cute that turned out. Don't forget to let me know what you think. Alright, my friends, for our next inspiration, I was inspired by Katie from Ladybug Crafting. She made this beautiful planter using a water can, and I decided to use this water can that I got recently at a local garage sale. So the first thing that I'm going to do is clean it very well, and then I'm going to paint it with 3 coats of my Rust-Oleum flat paint in the color white. Once it was nice and dry, I'm going to use some of these stickers that I got from Dollar Tree. They actually rub on transfers, and I'm going to use the top portion. I'm going to use those little utensils or tools, and then I'm going to use this middle portion that says Farm Fresh Flowers. I'm going to add it to the side right here, use my burnisher, and then just go ahead and put it right on there. If any of the places start lifting when you're doing this, just bring it back down, rub it up a little bit more as you see me do right there, and it will come out just perfect. Then I took these little individual tools and I'm going to cut them as you see there and put them all the way around the first ribbon transfer that I attached. Friend, if you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up, and while you're there, please consider subscribing. It is free and it means the world to me. And also make sure that you hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. Alright guys, so here I'm just continuing to add the pieces, and in any fashion, different angles here and there, just making sure they rub them really nicely. And here the trick is to rub them until you see that they get a little bit lighter against the film. That shows you that they have adhered correctly. So here I decided to use the planter instead of the water can, and I'm going to go ahead and rub it the same way as I did right there, just making sure not to scrape my can also. And then once I'm done doing this, I'm going to take it outside and spray it with the clear coat. But actually no, first we're going to distress it. I'm going to use my folk art rich black paint, and I just want to give it a pitch in a chipped enamel look to it. So I'm just putting little dents here and there, trying to do it in places in which you will usually get any wear and tear, something like this. And then after that, I took it outside and gave it a clear coat. Once it was nice and dry, I'm going to take some of these solar flowers from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take a piece of floral foam and glue it to the bottom of the watering can first. Once that's nicely secured in there, I'm going to position the flowers into my watering can. I'm trying to alternate between the colors that they have here, between the yellow, the purple, and the pink. And I'm trying to keep them at different heights, but it was kind of hard to push them here and there. So I'm just removing each one of the tags that come to protect the solar light from, being on before it's being bought. And I'm taking off those tags, and that's what you see, that mess on this side there. So I'm just adding on my flowers, trying to put them close together in different colors and creating some variation and some interest. And this is how it's looking so far. And just hold on 1 second and you'll see it when it's all lit up. Look how cute. But here some of them were not fully charged, but here you can see the gif of it. It came out so cute. Don't forget to let me know what you think. For this one, I'm going to use some of these rocks, one of these bowls from the Dollar Tree, and this vase from the Dollar Tree. I added 4 packs of these rocks to my vase to be nice and heavy and substantial. I wanted the colors of the rocks to go all the way up the vase. In this part, I had a little helper. So here, while he deals with the rest of the rocks, I'm going to take the tag off of my solar light that I'm going to use. And now here, he's helping me add him on. He wanted me to put him right there. There you go. All right, so I'm going to take off the cover off of this new solar light from Dollar Tree so I can remove that handle. I'm going to make sure that it fits correctly here. I'm measuring exactly where it's going to be hitting the vase. So once I'm sure of that, I'm going to go ahead and add hot glue to that section just so it will stay in place. I don't want this to be permanent, otherwise I will use E6000. I repositioned the light section back on, added some hot glue to the top as well, just to keep it in place in case it's a windy day. And then that is it for this one. Look how beautiful this turned out. You can see it during the day, and here is how it looks at night. Look how beautiful that is. You let me know in the comments what you think.
All right, for the next inspiration, we're going to be using one of these cups that I got from the Dollar Tree at the summer section, and one of these bowls as well from the catering section. The first thing that we're going to do is remove those tags, and then we're going to use one of these solar lights from the Dollar Tree. We're going to go ahead and cut off that bottom section. I'm just using a utility knife to score it, and then I'm going to come in with my needle nose pliers and then just break it off to remove the biggest amount. Once I have removed those pieces, I'm going to use my sanding block and my zip sander to remove any rough edges and try to make this as flat as possible. I'm using the zip sander so I do not do so much scratching to the bottom of the solar light. Now we are going to clean all three pieces very well with some glass cleaner from the Dollar Tree and make sure that it's nice and dry. And once that it is, I'm going to take some hot glue and add it to the bottom of my cup. And then I'm going to add the solar light to it as well. And then we're going to add a lampshade as well. I'm going to add some hot glue to it, but first this wasn't fitting flush. That little lip at the bottom there of the bowl was letting it be a little lopsided, so I just sanded it down a little bit, cleaned it up. And now I'm going to add some hot glue to the top section of the solar light, making sure to avoid the little solar panel, and then I'm going to press it down. And that is it for this one. Look how cute that turned out. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? The next inspiration is another nice and simple one. I'm going to take this vase from Dollar Tree, and the first thing that I did is remove that tag from the bottom. The easiest way to do that is to add some heat to the tag, and especially with glass, it makes it a lot easier to remove. So you see how easy that came out, but it did leave some residue. I tried to clean it with a wipe, but it wasn't working. So I took a drop of glue gun, added to it, came back with the wipe one more time, and it worked as a charm. Everything was nice and smooth and the glass was nice and clean. Now we're going to take this solar light that we got from Dollar Tree, remove that bottom portion, and we are going to add some beads or some gems to the bottom of our vase. And here you can add as much as you want. Just make sure that you leave enough room for that light to fall underneath. Then I added some hot glue to the bottom section of the solar light where the vase will be touching it to make sure that it stayed in place. This step is optional. I rather everything for me to be nice and steady while I'm outside, so I went with this option. Then I'm going to take one of these glass bowls from Dollar Tree. You can find this in the dinnerware section. I'm going to go ahead and remove that tag using the same process with the heat and making sure also to wipe it out nicely so you have a nice clear surface to work with. Now that our surfaces are ready, I'm going to add some hot glue to the top section of the solar light. And this is just to hold it in place again. I will not use any E6000 just in case I need to change my solar light to the time that I'm using this. But for now, just hot glue will do the trick. And that is it for this one. You let me know what you think. For the next inspiration this evening, we're going to be using this vase that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm not sure exactly when I got this, but it's been in my stash. And I'm going to add one of these stick solar lights as well. I'm going to do the same thing. Remove that tag, remove that bottom section of the stake, and we're going to add it to our vase right there. You can see here how beautiful this is, and it changes colors. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the previous one, but minus the stones. I'm just going to glue this directly into the vase with some hot glue, making sure that it's nicely secured and that it's even with the opening of the vase. Then I'm going to use one of these little saucers from the catering section of Dollar Tree. And the first thing that I do was just clean it and glue it to the bottom. And that is it for this one. Look how cute this turned out. I love it. Same two at these floating shells from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and remove them from the packaging. I'm going to sand down the holes. They were a little bit raised and also a little rough. Then I'm going to use some wood putty and I'm going to cover the holes on one of the sides of each one of
the pieces and sand down the excess. Then I gave it 2 coats with this Crayon paint in satin. Now we're going to use some of this tissue from Dollar Tree and our Mod Podge Multi. I did a generous coat of the Multi Mod Podge on the front of each one of these, and I'm going to cover it with the tissue paper. I used the same technique as I used with the previous project, just making sure that there's no bubbles, and I came back over it with a piece of saran wrap to eliminate any wrinkles. And then I came back with some more of the Mod Podge Multi, and I'm going to add it on top of the paper as well to make sure that it's nicely protected, because again, this is an outdoor project, so we want to make sure that we protect that paper. Once that dried, I came in with my little nail file from Dollar Tree and I am filing off all the excess paper. And these came out so beautiful. Look at that, it looks like tile. And the finish is amazing. Now we're going to take 2 of the solar lanterns from Dollar Tree, or solar lights, I'm not sure what, lanterns, lights, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we are going to go ahead and deconstruct it as you see right there, just removing all those sections. I didn't like how the finish of this was on here, so I want to paint it. So what first thing that I did was tape off this solar section from each one of the pieces. And we are going to use this black plastic paint from Folk Art. This was sent to me by Plaid, and they are amazing. I gave all these pieces a total of 1 coat, and it was more than enough. And I wanted to make sure that it will be nicely protected as well, so I gave it a coat with my Mod Podge Multi as well to make sure that the paint stayed, didn't fade, and that it was waterproof. Once it was dry, I removed a piece of tape, and I make sure to do it very carefully so I will not peel off the paint. And I put both lights back together. My friend, if you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to share, because sharing is caring, so send it to someone who will enjoy it as well. Now it's time to attach them to our boards. I'm going to go ahead and do that by using a combination of E6000 and hot glue. And we are doing the same thing with both lights. My friend, if you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to leave it a big thumbs up. And while you're there, please consider subscribing. It is free and it means the world to me. Thank you. All right, so now we're going to take this hanging chain from Dollar Tree and I'm going to deconstruct it. I'm going to take my needle nose pliers, as you see right there, open up the wire and disconnect it from that hook. I'm going to take one of the pieces and I'm going to measure exactly how much I want to hang this off of. Here is the perfect amount, so I'm going to go ahead and bend open that piece right there using my needle nose pliers and remove the excess of the chain from there. And using that piece as a guide, I am also going to do a second one on the same length. Then I took 4 of these binder hooks from Dollar Tree and I painted it with 2 coats of black. Then I took these 2 hooks from Dollar Tree and painted them with the same spray paint. Now that everything is dry, it's time to put everything together. I glued the hooks at the bottom using a little bit of hot glue just to keep it in place. I am going to actually use the screws that they come with to secure them. The screws were a little bit longer, so they went through the back, but that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and attach the second one, and we will fix that problem in just 1 second by adding a little bit of hot glue on there to eliminate the sharpness. And I did this with both sides. And now it's time to add the binder hooks. They were the perfect size to go through that hole and clear the section between the hole and the top of the board. I just threaded it as you see right there, then hooked one of the ends of the chain onto that, and then snapped the ring back closed. And I repeated the same process with the other side. For the next inspiration today, we will be using this can that I got at my local thrift shop. And I'm going to go ahead and remove that tag. Look, it was $1.50. I got 2 of them. I'm going to take this floral foam from Dollar Tree and glue it to the bottom of the pan. Then I'm going to take these 2 pieces of greenery that I got from Dollar Tree. We're going to remove that tag, open up the leaves of the bushes, and stick them onto the floral foam. Then I'm going to use 6 of these sunflower solar lights from Dollar Tree and removing the tag, and I'm going to position them around the perimeter of the planter. I try placing them like at equal distances when having the flowers face forward, as you see right here. I fluffed off my greenery and I wasn't quite happy with the fullness, so I'm going to come in with some more greenery from Dollar Tree. This, I got about 2 to 3 pieces of it, and I'm going to just go ahead and spread them open, like just separate the pieces until they're wide and open and place them in different sections of the pot. Then I took this fern-like greenery and I'm going to cut this one into smaller sections. I'm going to put them in individual sprigs and I'm going to line them towards the bottom of the pot. I just want them to be draped in. My friends, if you're still with me this far into the video, I want to thank you so much for sticking around and supporting my channel. I truly appreciate it. Leave me a sunflower emoji or any flower for that matter, just so I know who you are. Thank you so much for the support. And I think this was just the right amount. Here it is all completed. Here it is in the daytime and here it is in the dark. Let me know what you think.
For this project, we'll be using this solar light from Dollar Tree. Just open it up just so you can see the makeup inside of it. The solar panel is the inside and so is the battery. We're going to put it back together and then I'm going to paint it with these 2 colors. These are outdoor colors from Decor that I found at Dollar Tree. Then I took a pool noodle and I'm going to cut it in half, cut that piece in half, and I'm going to use it as a stand to hold this piece in place while I paint it. I'm going to start with the black. For the black, I'm just going to add some to a paintable surface and then I'm going to paint the bottom section or the back section that I'll be using for the back for this project on here, making sure that I have a nice clean line. Then I'm going to continue to make stripes all along, leaving an empty space in the middle. I ended up doing about 4 stripes. My friend, if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to hit that like button. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. Thank you so much. And this is what it was looking like so far. Now we're going to take the yellow color, the outdoor paint tool that from Decor as well that I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to paint all those middle sections. And here I'm just adding just 1 coat of paint because I do not want this to be too dark so the sunlight is able to reach this. So this is what it looked like. And then I take 1 of these windmills from Dollar Tree and I'm going to use the head in the front here. And to be able to add it on, I'm going to melt a hole into the front as you see there. You can use your glue gun or you can use this sort of an iron that I got from Amazon. I will link it in my description box below. I just did a hole that was big enough to hold that little peg that's in the back of the head and then just put it right in there and let that melted plastic hold it in place. Then I'm taking 2 of these spindle portions here, the wings, I don't know what you call them, these, you know what I'm talking about, these pieces right here that I'm taking off. I took 2 of them off using some snips and I took my soldering iron and I'm adding 2 holes to the top section of my bee, trying to space them out as with the distance that those little pieces have, the little metals from those windmill wings. And I'm going to add it to the holes as you see there, and these are going to become the wings of our decor piece here. And I did the same thing with the other side, and I'm trying to not add any of this to the middle because that is where the solar panel of this piece is located. So we're just adding it apart as you see there. And if you notice, I've kept the yellow instead of the black there, so as much sunlight will hit that portion of the bee. And just like that, we're gonna just add a little bit of glue to this because this is going to be outside. I do not expect hot glue to hold this in place, so I'm going to add some of this new UHU glue that I'm trying out. And I just added a little bit of hot glue as well to hold it in place until this other glue set. And that's it for this one. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this piece? This project I'll be using 2 of these candle holders from Dollar Tree and 2 of the solar lights as well. This is going to be a quite simple project. We're going to remove all the tags from each one of these, and we're going to use some UHU to go ahead and stick these together. I decided to use these back to front, so I will be gluing the solar lights to what should be the base of the candle holder. And to attach it, I'll be using some of this new UHU glue that I got from Amazon. I will link it in the description box below if you would like to try it. I added about a quarter size amount to the very center of the bottom of each candle holder. And then I'm going to position my solar light on top of that, leaving some pressure so it will dry. This was supposed to be quick drying. I checked about 2 hours later and it was still wet. It dried at about 4 hours later. I am in search of a glue that dries within 15 minutes, hopefully. If you have any suggestions, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. I have tried gel super glue, but I don't like that it leaves a white residue behind. And now these solar lights are not only cute this way, you can always flip them over and have candlestick holders with the solar light glowing at the bottom. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this project? For this one, I'll be using one of these solar lights from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint it with this red outdoor paint. I did only 2 berry light coats. Here, I was a little bit concerned that the light will not go in all the way to be able to recharge the solar panel inside of the light. So I decided to scrape off some of the paint of that area. If you create this, if you find these lights, I only found them once. But if you do find these and get to recreate them, I will say just when you're painting this, just avoid this section altogether, so that way you will be avoiding this step altogether as well. Once I had the entire square done, now we are going to come in with this outdoor black paint from Decor, found at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the back of this marker as well to just dip that end onto the paint and create polka dots all around it. At first, I went smaller, but then I was like, you know what, it's looking like it's having chicken pox instead of a ladybug. So here you'll see me getting them more spaced out and making those circles a bit larger. If you're enjoying this content, please go ahead and hit that like button and let me know in the comment section where you're watching from. I love to know how far my videos are reaching. And also share with someone who will enjoy it as much as you do, because sharing is caring and it helps my channel grow. Thank you so much. Now that all my polka dots are done, we're going to put them inside to dry, and we're going to take one of these windmills from Dollar Tree. We're going to remove the head of this, and I'm going to also remove 4 pieces off of this. My friend, today's video is part of the Talented Creators collaboration that is hosted monthly by my friend Aurea from DIY with Aurea, myself Loli from Loli D's Creations, and our amazing guest host this month is the amazing Jetta from Craft Along with Jay. The links to our channels and to the playlist will be linked in the description box below, and also pinned in the comments. Make sure to head on over to the channels, the playlist, and show everyone some love. Now that the polka dots have dried, we are going to come in with my soldering tool, and I'm going to add a hole to the front portion, or the wider portion of the solar light here, and I'm going to stick that head right onto it, and I'm doing it quickly before that plastic hardens again. And to make sure that it stays put, I'm going to take some of this UHU glue and add it in between both surfaces. Guys, I have to apologize to you. My voice is horrible today. I am sick. Please have some grace with me. I'm doing the best I can to finish this video. I was hoping to do more DIYs, but this is all I have energy to do. Alright, as you see there, I just bought 2 holes using my soldering machine. Here the holes were not as wide as I needed it to be, so I'm coming back with another pass. Then positioning those 2 prongs into it. I want to make sure that that fabric is against the solar light. And then once I'm happy with the way that it falls on it, I'm going to just add some of my UHU pigment or glue to that as well. But first I added hot glue to make sure that everything stayed in place. So I'm able to add some of the UHU in the top section, kind of like within the holes, so that way that plastic and the metal will stay together. And I'm adding some hot glue to the back to make sure that that wing also stays on the level that I want it to be on. And I did the same process with both of the wings. If you're enjoying the content, go ahead and smash that like button. The holes were left with some humps and too big, so I am coming in with the soldering machine and shortening it up or flattening it again, bringing the plastic onto the opening to make it shorter. And I did that with all 4 holes. And then I added 2 more wings to the back section using this same technique. Then I painted any surfaces that did not have any paint left after I did the soldering technique. And that is it. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this project.
And we are starting our project here with these 2 boxes that I got from Dollar Tree and this solar lantern as well. And I'm going to remove that stick off of it. We're not going to use it. And then I'm going to remove the tag using some heat. If you put enough heat, look how quick and easy that comes off. Now we are going to trace the top section of the lantern, or the solar light, I should say, onto one of the faces of the shadow box. Then I took my soldering machine and I put on the attachment that looks like a knife to cut this wood with. I love the smell of the wood when it's burning. But anyway, once I did that, I'm going to take this file, as you see here, and sand off the edges and to make sure that it's nice and smooth. Now we're going to put that in there, but look, oh Lord, I made it too big, but I'm not going to waste it. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of these planks that I got from Dollar Tree, and it's just a little bit smaller than the box, as you see there, but it's perfect. So I'm going to sand off the edges to make sure that it looks nice and finished. Then we are going to take that lantern from Dollar Tree, but I'm going to remove the top section and I'm going to trace instead the inner section, just so that it's a little bit smaller and we don't go through the same process that we just did a couple minutes ago. I'm tracing it onto that piece of wood, and we're going to do the same thing, but here I switched the attachment. Here I'm using this one that looks like a pencil point. I figured that will be a little bit more accurate as far as where I need to cut. The other one kind of went a little bit wider, and that's why we kind of went through instead of, just perfect. So here I'm just going to just do little dots here and there until I go through the entire shape of this hexagon. And then I'm going to look how quick. This is how it turned out. Look at this, what I mean by going in little dots. Look at that. You see little dots? Now we're going to connect the dots with the same thing. I didn't go in a straight line because I tried that the first time with the box and it didn't quite work out. And then be very careful if you have this, that you don't get burned, that you are not doing the strokes towards your fingers, because it's easy for you to slip and burn yourself. And here, look, it came out perfect. So we're going to go ahead and attach this now to that piece. I'm going to use some wood glue that I got from Dollar Tree and some wood hot glue as well. I cleaned off any areas in which the wood glue seeped through and smooth the edges using my nail file. And it fit like a glove. Look how perfect. All right, so now we are going to set up our actual lantern. We're going to remove that. We're going to remove this other sticker from the other side using the same method I used before. And we are going to take some of these dowel rods that I got from Walmart, and we are going to attach it to this. So I took out 4 of them, making sure that this is the proper height, and I'm happy with the height. So we are going to go ahead and put this together. So I'm going to use a combination of wood glue and wood hot glue to attach these. I started with the wood glue, as you see there. I'm putting my dowel rods in, and I'm coming in on this side with a little bit of wood hot glue to make sure that this stays in place. I'm also using some clamps. That way it's nicely secured as I work with the other sides. And this is how it turned out as I did all 4 of the pillars. Now we are going to take these cotton boards from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to measure how much I need to cover this side. So here I'm just putting it where the end of the lantern will end in both the top and the bottom. And I'm going to use my rulers, you see there, to connect the dots and make a line. Then I'm going to take some masking tape and tape it together to make sure that it doesn't slip or move around as I cut it. I'm cutting on the line, you see right there. Then I'm going to go ahead and check to make sure that this is still a size that's going to fit my lantern, and it does. So at this point, I'm going to use these 2 that I cut as a template to cut 2 more. Now we are going to take the lantern and paint it with 2 coats of this Crayon interior-exterior paint. And this is what it was looking like when I was done with that. Then it's time to put this thing together. We are going to go ahead and sand off any rough edges that was left behind by the paint, and then put it to the side. Now we're going to use these new products from Mod Podge. They're called Mod Podge Multi, and they are like a marriage between all of the Mod Podge. They are dishwasher safe, machine washable. They are good for interior and exterior, and they come in 2 different finishes, matte and gloss. So we're going to put them for the test over here. So I'm going to take my pieces and I'm going to separate them on all 4, like here. I'm going to use this tissue that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use that green one. And usually I will iron my paper. Here, there's no need for it. It's fine. So what I'm going to do is place the paper on the shiny side of the cotton board plastics, and I'm going to put them face down. I'm putting a generous amount of the Mod Podge Multi. For this one, I'm using the finish gloss. So I'm just adding it on there, as you see right there, using some long, nice strokes. And I'm going to press down my tissue paper onto it, making sure to go very slowly and going in one direction until I get to the end. Here, it kind of dried up a little bit, so I had to add some more of that Mod Podge to make sure that everything is nicely secure. And I did that until I had all 4 of the panels covered. Once it dried, I'm coming back with the same Mod Podge Multi in gloss, and I am putting a nice hefty coat in the back section of the paper. Since this is going to be outside, I'm going to make sure that that paper is nicely sealed with the Mod Podge. And once that was dry, I'm going to go ahead and cut everything apart here. So I'm just cutting off each panel, so I'm able to go ahead and cut off the excess paper from each side, and also the small areas I sanded off the edges as well to make sure that it has a nice finish. And this is what we're looking like. Now it's time to put it together. We are going to take that paper here. The paper was coming off a little bit. So I added a little bit of the Mod Podge on the corner, and we are going to go ahead and put it on. We have time for it to dry. I put the frosty side towards the outside, and the paper side is going to be on the inside of the lantern. And I just wanted this to look like frosty glass, so this is why I did that. And then when the paper also dries, you can see there that it came out a little cloudy, so it came out perfect. Here I added the 2 sides, as you see there, just putting them in, making sure that the sides are a little bit bigger so they don't protrude to the side. And this is what they were looking like so far. Here I'm making sure that it's nice and straight, and then with both of those pieces of matte joined together, I am adding some hot glue down that way to make sure that everything stays in place. I position my solar light at the top, and that is it for this one. It came out so cute. You have to see it in the dark. The reflection is stunning. For this project, I'm going to use this wood slice that I found at my local thrift shop. After I cleaned it very well, I'm going to put it to the side to dry. In the meantime, I'm going to take some antique wax and stain this little chair that I've also found at my local thrift shop. But I'm going to water down the antique wax in order to have it be a lighter stain. Okay, once it was covered, I'm going to set it aside to dry. And now it's time to put everything together. I'm placing the chair on one of the sides of the wood slice. And I'm going to take a piece of floral foam from Dollar Tree and I'm going to attach it to the opposite side. And to do that, I'm just using some hot glue. Then I'm going to use this solar light from Dollar Tree and removing the tag. And I'm going to cut down the stick. I'm removing the stick from the inside of that tube and position it as if I was going to put it in the ground. But I'm going to cut off a section so I have less of height when I attach it onto that floral foam. Then I'm covering the floral foam with a generous amount of floral moss. Once it was all covered and tidy, I'm going to attach the chair to the wood slice using some hot glue in each one of its legs. Then I'm going to use the scarecrow that I found at my local Dollar Tree, and we are going to make it a little more comfortable. It has to stick up his woohoo, so we're going to just trim that down a little bit. And I left a little piece there so I'm able to stick it onto the chair and it will stay erect. Then I'm going to glue down the legs just using some hot glue, and I'm just gluing it down to each one of the legs of the chair. Now comes the fun part. We are going to add some pumpkins all around this piece. I'm going to use different varieties that I got over the years from Dollar Tree and some leaves as well that I also got from Dollar Tree. And we are adding the leaves with a little bit of hot glue here and there. No rhyme or reason, just going, with it, trying to make it look nice and natural. So I'm just adding those maple leaves as you see right there. I am trying to use different color leaves so they have like that foliage and that effect that you have during fall with all the different colors. And I'm adding the pumpkins here and there. I'm just gonna let you watch this section right here. So you see how I'm just repositioning. I'll just keep playing with the colors, trying to do different combinations until I'm happy with the end result. I just want to take a quick moment to say welcome to my video. I hope you enjoy it. And don't forget to visit my friends Aurea, Jenny, and May. And if you're coming from their channels, a warm welcome. I hope you enjoy the video and I hope you will consider subscribing and joining the Lodi's Creations family. It is free and it means the world to me. Alright guys, so here I am just adding the more pumpkins to the back as well. I want this to be cute no matter what angle you look at it. And I'm adding some leaves in between as you might see right there as well. Here I'm breaking in some extra leaves. I'm going with the yellow ones, putting them in between, trying to make this look nice and full and also cheerful and folly, if that's a word. When I got to this point that was itchy, I was like, is that it? But I'm like, no, let's add a little leaf underneath him as well. Then I said, you know what? Let's add some sunflowers. So I took these tiny sunflowers that I got from Dollar Tree as well, and I just added it in a couple sections in between the flowers and in between the pumpkins, just to bring a little bit more, I don't know, cuteness, I guess. And here I decided to add another pumpkin in the back, just because I can see the hay there. And I wish I would have used hay instead, but I figured the hay from the scarecrow was enough. Then I added a little bit more of that green leaf, just to bring the green in. For the next inspiration, I'm going to be using these glass pumpkins that I got from Dollar Tree and 2 of these candle holders as well. The first thing that I did is remove all those tags, and I'm going to remove the tags from the bottom of each one of the pumpkins as well. I have found that adding some heat to the glue helps it loosen and it's easier to take it off. In some instances, you are left with a little bit of paper, but you can always use a little bit of glue gun from Dollar Tree and scrape it off with a scraper and wipe it right off. Then I took some E6000 and I'm going to add it to the edges of each one of the candle holders. I've been sure to be very generous with it, and I'm trying to get as much as I can to that tiny little ledge on there. You can also add it to the bottom of the pumpkin and then put the candle holder on. Just put something that is heavy over it to hold it in place, and I'm just going to let that sit for a while. Then I'm going to take these two solar lights from Dollar Tree. I will be using only the tops. So I'm going to remove the tags and tape the solar section with some masking tape. Then I took it outside and did one coat of this brilliant gold paint and then did a little bit of spritz with this one to even it out. Once they were dry, I'm going to come back in and add into the top of my pumpkins. To make sure that this stays in place for a little while, I just added a bit of hot glue along the inside portion of the lights just so it will stay in place and it won't slide off with the wind. And just like that, this project is done. Let me know what you think. For the next inspiration, we will be using this stake solar light and this planter from Dollar Tree. The first thing that I did is take my planter and I painted it with one coat of my linen white chalk paint. Once that dried, I'm going to take some floral foam and we are going to add it to the inside of our planter. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to leave me a like. Go ahead and comment and let me know which one is your favorite, and make sure that you share with someone that will enjoy the content as well. All right, now it's time to add our solar light to the middle of our planter. I'm using the stake inside of it just so I have less height, and then I'm covering this floral foam with some floral moss. Then I took a variety of flowers and greenery from Dollar Tree. These are mums that I got actually last year. And I'm going to cut them into individual pieces and put them here and there. I'm using a variety of orange and yellow. And I'm adding in between some of this fall boxwood. Friends, as I mentioned earlier, remember today is a collaboration. So make sure that you hit that link in the description box below and go visit my friends Audia, May, and Jenny that are part of this collaboration and have some amazing creations for you as well. As I was adding the flowers here, I'm trying to find balance between the two colors and the boxwood. And I'm just, adding more yellow where I see like there's too much of the orange, and orange in places in which I see there's too much of the yellow. And I'm trying to put the boxwood in between those as well. And no rhyme or reason, I just kept going with it, adding here and there until I was happy with the end result. And that was it. Let me know what you think. For the next project this evening, I'm going to use this leftover piece of MDF board that I used for a previous project and 3 of these solar lanterns. I painted the board using my folk art black paint, and then I'm going to do kind of like a dry brush of the white over it. I want this to be a bit rustic. I want that black to peek through. Once the paint dried, I'm going to add these, as you see right there, on each end and one in the middle. And I'm getting hot glue to the bottom of these and I adhere them right in place. These guys, have the button inside of this. So what I'm putting down right now is the base, but you're able to take off the candle and turn it off and on if you pull that clear part off. Now I'm going to take a variety of the same fall eucalyptus, or actually boxwood, from Dollar Tree. And I'm taking the individual pieces off and adding them here and there, trying to create balance in between both sides and adding boxwood in different places until I'm happy with their placement. Here I'm just holding it up because I do not want it to droop down too much. I want it to have a little bit of height, so I'm just holding it in place until the glue sets, so I have that wispy look to each one of the pieces. And the same things that I do to the front, I did to the back as well. If you're still with me this far into the video, guys, you are amazing. Thank you so much for sticking around with me, and seeing these things through. And I hope I have inspired you today to create something amazing. Leave me a flower emoji so I know who you are and I'm able to say a big thank you to you. All right, as you see right here, I am adding some of these red mums that I got from Dollar Tree. I am adding them in between, trying to put them in the intersection where I added the eucalyptus boxwood. I keep going in between those two, but you know what I'm talking about. And here in the corners, I added some more as well. And what I did to the front, I did to the back as well, because this is a centerpiece that will be going on my patio table. So I want that to be beautiful on all sides. And I'm adding some here to the middle as well. And I'm going to add one dead center in between the lights. And this completes this DIY. Actually, no, I'm adding two more. I thought I needed a little bit more dimension here in the front. So I added two pieces of eucalyptus underneath of that mum on both sides. And I thought that this just give it a nice flow to the whole piece. And now we are done. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, here are a couple more videos you are sure to enjoy. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're amazing. Bye.